Okay, here's my review of Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds, the Immersive Experience, which we went there April 2024. Originally done it when it first opened January 2020, but since COVID they've moved a little bit of the VR and replaced it with some more actors, but it was still superb. There's a few spoilers in this, so here we go. As you enter the building, which is only a short 5-minute walk from Fenchurch Street Station, you enter like a steampunk bar with a massive fighting machine in the middle of the bar area where you sit and wait your turn to be entered, and it blows out smoke, which colour the colour of the wristband you're wearing when it's your group's turn. Anyway, as you enter, it's obviously set back in 1898, and you have Herbert and Carrie. They're telling you the story after the invasion and how Earth is trying to rebuild itself. And then you start the experience into the observatory with Ogilvy, looking through the telescope, seeing the green mist, and he's telling you bits and pieces about that. And then it's a complete non-stop moving performance. Actors comes and takes you. The artilleryman, he comes and gets you. You go out to where Horsell Common is, and Ogilvy, he goes in and investigates the cylinder that's landed, and they kind of interact you. So they ask for the actors, participation in. They talk to you, ask what you've seen, what you're doing, and really get you involved. And then you get taken down by the artilleryman. Takes us down to James Herbert's house, where you meet his maid in the house, and she kind of says you're safe in the house. And then that's a terrifying experience. I won't spoil that for you, but that is a superb experience. And then it's like a non-stop roller coaster where you're moved from here. You see actors in different positions. Actors are hurt, and you've got to help actors who are hurt and injured, and they're given your task, a little bit of map reading, and it is very, very good. I mean, it's a must for all Jeff Wayne War of the Worlds fans anyway. But even just for the experience of this, it's worth doing. It is really worth doing. And you have a break after you've done the Thunderchild scene, but like when you're on the boat and you put on another headset, so your boat's moving about and you're getting wet and but you're actually on the Thames, and you've got the fight machines blasting Big Ben and the Houses of Parliament, and you're on the Thames underneath that, and it's very, very good. And then you float out to sea and you see Thunderchild having a battle with the fighting machines deep out to sea, and then you have your break. You have a break at like a bar at the interval called the Red Weed Bar, which is themed, covered in red weed, and it's have a drink and a snack in there. About a 15-20 minute break before you carry on the experience into the church, where you see Nathaniel and his wife. They're arguing about the Martians and the aliens, and then because you've got your headset on back on there, you get immersed in as the church catches fire. As you're individual, you actually wait in a pew and you're watching this through the curtain. But then a new part, which you obviously know, none of the films and none of the Jeff Wayne LP picks up on this, you get transported into the head of the fight machine, which is fantastic, and you're all lined up with other people inside the head, where they're draining the blood from you to put into its own veins. And it's a fantastic view what they've done there. You've got the legs and the hydraulics moving from their legs inside the head, and that's a scene which is done fantastically. And then you're taken by the artilleryman again, get you out of there, and you go down the slide. But if you're a bit claustrophobic, it's only 2 seconds in the slide, but if you're a bit claustrophobic, there is stairs, they take you down, so that's not the end of the world. And then he shows you his his famous underground, you know, he wants to rebuild the world underground, where he's going slightly crazy. So you kind of leave him because you know this is crazy, and you're left in like a room with somebody else, and and there's like, he asks you to get involved in like turning the handle and reading maps and trying to find some paperwork, trying to get power, trying to get the radio working, because he's trying to reach civilization. And then at the end of that, as you've done your experience there, you go out and there's these hot air balloons, which you put on another headset in the hot air balloon, and it takes off, and you're flying over, you know, England, and you're seeing like the tripods slowly falling over and dying because of the bacteria obviously has killed them. And then you land, and you see like Carrie and Herbert, they get together again, they find each other, which is all great. But then you think that's it, it's finished. But then you take off and you leave Earth, you go into space, and you know, you go around the world and you go around space, and it's another fantastic experience as you fly. You fly over to Mars, and you know that's where it kind of ends as you fly over Mars, because something happens on Mars, which I won't tell you, but it's definitely worth the experience. I mean, and as you leave the experience, everybody applauds you because you've kind of survived. You've survived the War of the Worlds, and yeah, it's 2 hours, and you have the break in between the fight machine and the Thunderchild and the next part. So it's kind of the break is the same as like on the LP, but definitely worth the experience. I mean, so that's my quick review, which I did last week, April 2024, and definitely worth doing. Thank you.